What is up, guys? What's going on? What's going on? About to wipe this bike down. It is dusty than a mug. It's dusty, dusty, dusty. But I kind of wanted to do some reflecting, man. Some reflecting on what we were doing last year for 2025 and kind of my thought process right now. And I think what I've realized between everything that I was doing last year and now is that I was putting out a lot of volume and I enjoyed doing it, but I also realized that what made it really fun is because I didn't have an expectation on what to expect as far as like how the channel was going to grow, if it was going to grow at all, whatnot. I just wanted to make the content, and like I said, I proved that point and had a lot of fun doing it. So this time around, I'm basically just trying to figure out what type of content do I enjoy posting the most, and how am I going to operate that, how I'm going to do that, because to me, I love making the content. I love making riding videos, but I want to make some more interesting videos. I want to make some more meaningful videos. So I'm going to try to figure that out. I'm going to try to figure out how I want to do that, how I want to execute that. But yeah, man, what I've noticed a lot, even this year going into March, I've realized that the bike scene is changing. And it has changed, and it's always changing. But what I'm noticing in my area in particular is that I don't know, man. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's a death wish. I'm just not really sure why people have the attitude of you only live once when we are dealing with such a dangerous hobby. I'm finding it very hard to understand people's obsession with ungodlike speed and just lack of maturity when it comes to getting on these bikes, man. I don't understand why we have to continue having plate sales for people who go out there and act recklessly or join others in reckless activities. You know, it's just sad, man. Like one of the biggest things that just happened not too long ago last week, one of the girls from our community, she didn't make it, man. She didn't make it. She was riding with someone, right? Riding with someone, and freaking something happened. She was riding on the back of the bike with a gentleman, and she fell off the bike. It looks like she had a helmet on, but the injuries were so bad that she didn't make it. She died on the scene. And then the person who she was riding with took off. So she fell off the bike. He took off and left her. She died. And now everybody's trying to find out who this person was. I'm sure it's not going to take too long, especially in the motorcycle community. Somebody's going to find them, pretty quickly. But it sucks, man. It just sucks because we have so much fun in these things, and yeah, they can cause so many issues. I was going to go to a huge meet yesterday. My boy Lewis they were holding something down at Steadfast Performance. I didn't get to go. Ultimately, I decided not to go. I should have went, but it looks like it was a lot of fun. They had dyno day and all kinds of stuff. But like I said, I need to get back out there as far as like getting around people. But man, it's just so many clowns out there that I'm not going to say riding with people is impossible, because it's obviously not. You can go ride with whoever, but god dang it, man. Like, it just makes choosing the people who you want to be around and ride around, it makes it so much harder, man, because it just seems like a lot of the people that I've encountered just want to live so dangerously with the hobby that they love. And I just don't understand that. I just don't understand that concept of I love to do something, but I also want to risk my life at the fullest. It's like I enjoy motorcycles, but I don't enjoy risky riding, if that makes sense. You know, it's kind of like an oxymoron. It's like I want to be safe on this thing, but when I get on it, I'm going to max it out and I'm going to not follow the general rules of the road. I want to live as dangerously as possible on this thing while being as safe as possible. And I think that's the attitude that a lot of us have in this community. And I think the big reason for that is because we see a lot of the influencers doing it, who are making the sport or the ownership of having, a fast motorcycle very popular, right? So we're going off a lot of hype and influence, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. Like I said, there's nothing wrong with being influenced to like motorcycles or whatever it is. But I just think that it gets people into this space for the wrong reasons, and it's a lot of the reasons why I don't involve myself in a lot of the community activities. The latter part of last year, going into this year. It's just simply because I just don't want to be around a crowd or crowds that are going to, most likely could likely end up in a bad situation. So, I think that's also why I came to the realization of all the content that I posted last year, why it was fun to do it. It kind of made me realize that it was a good thing that I didn't go into it with an expectation, because like I said, if I chose to put out content, right, and I decide today, like, hey, I'm going to just start living dangerously on this thing. I want get my numbers up. I want to attract more people. That's a hard, that's a hard thing to decide. And it's easy to do because, like I said, you can just mob all you want. It will bring attention, but I started noticing that my content for a lot of people that are in this space, who come into this space, who are looking for like the fast lane Ds, the fast flow KCs, et cetera, those exciting type of videos that they're putting out. Also you have to remember that these guys have things to do. They have sponsorships. Some of these guys, this is all they do. They're doing it full time. So, I would say the easiest thing in this space to do on a regular basis to constantly make, somewhat engaging content is that you just go to meets. You just go to meets all the time, and you go to meets all the time because they're held weekly. And if it's not in your area, you can always travel to go find them. So those are always something to go into. But, to me, it kind of just narrows down the type of people that you end up watching. And it's like, to me, that's what kind of got me bored with it, is that everybody is trying to fit in the same mold. Everybody's trying to be the bike meet warrior, the bike meet content creator. That's just basically what you're gonna get. You're gonna get people that run to meets, then they mob together, they race, whatever they're doing, they're mobbing together, and it is entertaining, but to me, it's just redundant. And unless you have things going on, I think it's actually pretty hard for guys like Fastlane, the bigger influencers in the space. I think it's actually a little bit harder, man, because, these guys aren't out buying motorcycles, every 2 or 3 months. They're trying to keep the content fresh. They're trying to do, they're trying to do new things. They're trying to keep their audience engaged. And I'm just over here, bored, just doing riding, just riding and doing stuff. And I think for a lot of people, that's just not entertaining enough. I think some people need or want to see a little bit more. And, like I said, unless you got deep pockets, like you're like Burton Hughes, where, you just got money, you can go like do a bunch of stuff, you're in a position to do that, it's different. So yeah, man, I kind of realized like the content that I had been making for the last year was not everybody's cup of tea, right? It's not everybody's cup of tea. And I realize I just don't do enough things in the community to probably help aid me in getting the numbers up and doing things of that nature. But you know, again, everybody has their own style. I guess I'm just kind of focused more on myself versus necessarily the bike. Like I just want to just capture content that I feel like is important to me at the end of the day. And this bike is so much fun, man. It's a lot of fun, and like I said, hopefully I get to a point where I could do some more things with it. There's not too much more I want to do with it in terms of, like I said, possibly, you know, it's not a necessity, but I would love to get some rims for these things, for this thing, some core motos. Still want to get the backup sensors and the cameras and everything. The right ones I want to put on here. But other than that, man, the bike is pretty much done. I think I might still want to do a completely new exhaust system. Maybe this year it's possible again, but but I'm also contemplating now that I'm paying some things off and you know and stuff like that. I'm obviously contemplating the possibility of spending a little bit more and actually getting my dream bike. So that's also a possibility. The only kind of thing that I'm in a hard decision to make is that I've been having this Volkswagen ID4 for a little while now, since 2023, and I love the car to death. It's just too small. I knew it was too small when I first got it, but it was electric. It was something different. It was new. I haven't paid for gas since 2023, so kind of hesitant to get rid of it, but I've outgrown it. I want to go back to a truck, and that's my other dilemma is, do I trade this in and try to get another truck, you know, to pay this thing off quick? You know, I pay a pretty hefty penny to monthly to pay this thing down, more than normal, right? More than normal people would pay. So I'm kind of thinking like, damn, should I go and get a truck and, you know, keep the high payment, or, you know, what do I want to do with this thing, you know, or just keep it and drive it? Because the only issue that I see is like, I don't want to do this again. I don't want to go get the car and then 6 months later try to go get another bike. I don't want to do that again. I did that with this. I got rid of my two bikes, got the Suzuki, and then like months later when my wife got her car, I was like, oh, you know what? I'm going to get a car too. And I got this thing. So I don't want to do that again. Actually, that was in reverse. I got the bike second, which made getting the bike a little more expensive. But anyways, that's kind of the dilemma that I'm in now. So I'm not in any big rush. I'm just really happy to see that I got more income coming in now, and so it's made a huge difference, and I'm enjoying it, man. I love it. So it's kind of giving me a new motivation, like I said, to keep working and get a plan down so I can pay these bills off, so I can have some more fun. Damn it. So I can have some more fun. Just checking the chain. But yeah, for the bike, I need to take this wrap off. That's for sure. I need to take the wrap off. I guess it was rubbing right there. That's crazy. But yeah, I need to take the wrap off the pipe, rewrap it. But yeah, not in a big rush, man. But again, like I was saying, I also been having the thought too, which I need to get rid of that thought, is I always used to tell myself, and sometimes I often tell myself, like, oh, you know, the more time I spend on the road, the more time that increases my chances of wrecking. And sometimes that's a good feeling to have, or a good thought process to have, so you kind of limit your exposure. But at the same time, you know, I always tell myself after a while, like, I shouldn't think like that, because, you know, at any given time, any bad thing can happen, whether I'm on my bike or my car. And my daughter was actually asking me this. Yeah, she was crying the other day because she was watching like some videos. She's getting ready to take her driver's test, and she was watching some videos, and she was saying, oh, you know, I saw a sad video where her son passed away or something like that because of an accident or whatnot. And she was like, well, what if that happens to me? And, you know, it just got me thinking, like, you know, that's why I told her, I said, you know, I do a dangerous thing. Also, I ride motorcycles. I have you guys, and I think about the same things, all the time. Like, me riding this motorcycle is not something necessary that I feel like I should have to do. And since it is a dangerous hobby, it's like, why am I doing it when I could possibly open myself up to not coming home or being in a bad medical situation, And I was just telling her, like, you can't think that way, because if you think that way, you'll never do anything that's meaningful to you, because you'll always be afraid that there's danger in something. It's going to limit yourself, So I told her the same thing. Like, I think about it all the time. Sometimes I don't ride as often as, that I want. It's because I do have that healthy fear. But at the end of the day, I can't shy away from things that I love to do, simply because it has a level of risk to it. People die every day in car accidents. Am I going to stop riding an automobile because of that? No. I need the automobile to get to where I need to go to do things I need to do. So, that's absurd. Same thing with motorcycle riding. If you love it, it is dangerous. It could get you in a potentially bad situation or situations, depending on your riding style. At the end of the day, if you love it, keep doing it. And that's with anything you do. But anyways, about to clean this thing up, man. Dusty. Clean this thing up. I wiped it down the other day, but it just got dusty again. So I have to see what's going on with that. Tomorrow, today's Monday. My whole timing is off. I worked yesterday, and today's Monday. It feels like yesterday was Monday. So yeah. But yeah, man. About to clean this thing up. Go take a quick little ride. Go stroll. Do some strolling, and then come back, man, and hang out. So, again, if some of the content is boring, guys, I will be trying to kind of work on it. Just explore doing some new things with some filming. Just try to change it up a little bit, but we'll see. Anyways, appreciate you guys rocking with me, man. We're almost at 1,000. And we're just trudging along, you know what I'm saying? We're trudging along just fine. It's going a little slow like it has been, but it's a trickle. It's a trickle. We'll get there. That's what we're worried about. The only thing we're worried about is being consistent, like I said, and then putting in the work. You know what I'm saying? Putting in the work. Ooh, it's a beautiful day today. Let's go get it, man. Let's go get it.